What are we doing today, Jake?
Today we're going to do what everybody's been waiting for.
And that is?
I'm going to do a video on the mods to the XR600.
Finally, a video that we've all been waiting for.
Yep, so it's filthy. Let's get it out and get it cleaned up.
When's the last time you rode it?
At the Sunshine Vintage Motocross Series, the A-Class. Video
2 weeks ago?
I don't know, 3 weeks maybe.
And when's the next?
Slid in. I gotta redo that.
How do you fix that? Do you have to take it apart?
Well, this came with new grips. The Electron Carb throttle tube came with new grips, so I'll just put that one on. You can glue it on.
Okay, here's a silly question. Does the Electron Carb always come with new grips?
Yes.
And why is that?
Well, because your 4-stroke comes with 2 throttle cables, a return cable and a pull cable, but the Electron just uses a single pull cable like a 2-stroke.
Oh.
So they know when you get their carb that you're going to have to change the throttle tube, which means you need new grips. So they kind of make it a one-stop shop.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Everything you need. Can't forget to wash my boots.
Yeah. What are you going to clean the bike with? Also another question that a lot of people ask.
Pressure washer, diluted simple green.
And simple green can be bought at like Home Depot, right? Ace Hardware, auto parts store. Nice pink stopper.
Oh, we should have got that on film.
No.
There were spider webs in there. That's how long it's been sitting. I would like to take the time to put it on the stand, but you know, I got stuff to do.
Action.
Alright, let's talk about what's done to this XR. It's going to be less than you guys think. And this bike is pretty race ready as it comes, but there are things you can do to make it more raceable. Look, I lost a clip. What do you guys call these things so I can go on and order them? I need that, it's important. Alright, so we'll start from the top. Flex bars. These are on most of the bikes. Everybody's gonna say, well, they're like a pound too heavy. Well, you're a pound too heavy. I've got to say to that. And they're expensive. They're like $350, but I've had these since 2013. So they just move from bike to bike, and they have this is the area that pivots here, and they're serviceable. So if they start getting worn out, you just get a rebuild kit, and they come with different bushings, which I keep in my little tool area over there. So if I want to ride, let's say I'm running in the sand, I don't want a bunch of flex in the sand because we already have a lot of flex in the sand. So I want them rigid, so we put the black bushings in, I think are the solid ones.
Also reduces vibrations, correct?
Yep. Keep a bunch of vibration out of your hands. They're great all around. And the hand guards, look at the hand guard mounts.
Mm-hmm.
These are threaded. So these hand guards thread right into the flex bars, and they pivot with the bars.
Okay.
That alone is worth the money for flex bars, in my opinion. Imagine the force that gets driven onto these hand guards when I crash this XR and this thing goes 361 pounds or whatever it is wet, smashing into the ground. These things stay. That's important. The only problems I've had is I've had one of the other vibrate out, and this bolt and this, I guess you'd call this like a spacer, not cheap. I think it was $30 or something for that. So maybe a little Loctite. All right, I've got a gripper seat cover. You may not know when you're riding your XR how slippery the seat is until you ride somebody else's bike and you go, oh, I've been riding a bar of soap. So Guts makes a nice seat cover. We've got an FMF because they have a spark arrestor insert. You can see that it's wired on. You guys have to watch my other video with Travis racing this to figure out why. So this is like a hanger. The hanger goes in here, and it's fallen out numerous times. We did that so we could race it, and I'm gonna leave it there.
Are you really?
I'm gonna. We've now raced it once or twice since then, and it's solid. So I'm gonna leave it. What's next? Okay, the Electron carb. Zoom in on that. Now I started buying these because when I was racing the XR650L, the XR650L comes with, they call it a CV carb. I forget what the C stands for, but it's a vacuum system, and you've got an air vacuum that pulls up your slide.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you get a bunch of G-force, it's too much for that vacuum, and your slide closes and you stall. So when you're going up a jump, or you're landing a jump, or you're going over the whoops, or any big bump, your bike coughs. So we started getting Electron carbs, and I kept them because they're great. They improve everything. This XR comes with a much better carb. Oh, it's over there on the workbench. But the XR carb, the XR600R carb is not horrible, but this Electron's better. It took about an hour to install. I was kind of the guinea pig for them. They sent me one, and the throttle cable up top was touching the frame, so they sent me a new 90-degree elbow for the throttle cable.
So definitely worth it. You've seen like a significant change.
Yep.
For the better.
They're worth it, and again, I can keep it. So when this XR gets worn out and I go to get another XR, the carb is coming with me.
Nice. Okay.
And if it, for some reason, it doesn't come with me, if I sell it on the bike, it increases the resale value significantly, almost as much as the carb retail.
So another question that might be silly, but do they get clogged? Like, do you have to do any sort of maintenance on them?
There's no jets on Electron carbs.
Okay.
A normal carburetor has a pilot jet,
right,
and a needle, and a main jet. And these Electrons just run on one metering rod, which is similar to the needle. So there's no jets to get clogged.
Cool.
Alright, and then now we go down to the wheels. I was suffering from broken spoke syndrome on this XR. So I called the wheel master in Washington. I think it's Auburn, Washington. And the job I just did cleaning these wheels is pathetic, so please don't judge me. But some dirt just sticks to the wheels and kind of, makes this mark. And I'm not the kind of person to sit there and scrub this stuff off.
Yeah.
Fight me. But these wheels are 3 pounds lighter. I'm pretty sure it was 3 pounds each lighter than the stock wheels, and they're stronger. They're triple cross laced, just like the stock ones. That means the spokes cross 3 times. You get a much better tensile strength, so when you hit the gas and your hub spins, if you don't have strong wheels, you actually have a delay between when the hub is spinning and the wheel is spinning. When you have a really strong wheel, that doesn't happen, so you get something like 6 less pounds of unsprung weight, which is important. You get a better throttle response, and I haven't broken any spokes yet.
Nice.
We're running a tubeless system, which is this. I'd like to get a tubeless system installed, and I lost the special rim tape, so the front didn't get installed. But this is it. And how this works is this very small tube gets blown up to a really high pressure, like 100 psi.
Yep.
And it pins this red part to the inside of the rim, and that holds your tire onto the rim. And now your tire is holding air instead of a tube inside your tire. So if you get a puncture, you can lose air in your tire, but this holds your tire to the rim so you can finish the race on a flat tire. And if you guys follow my channel, you'll know that I had serious flat tire problems, and we're hoping that's going to solve it.
Another question, why did you choose tubeless over the other method?
Because somebody was selling a set used.
Got it.
Not used, but they bought them and didn't use them, and it was cheap. So I
Right.
figured I'd try them out, and that's versus like Moose bibs.
Yeah.
Bibs, I heard, require a lot of servicing.
Those are the ones with the balls inside of the tube.
Bibs are like the foam, almost like a pool noodle
Got it.
inside. Real quick about the wheels. Let's come over here. If you want to get your wheels done from the wheel master, you send him your hubs, and then he relaces, gives you new spokes and a new rim. Well, I wanted to keep a set of stock wheels in case I ever wanted to like street legal the bike and make it to have a separate set of wheels. So I went to Warp 9 and I bought hubs from Warp 9, and I had them direct shipped to the wheelmaster. That way he could make a complete wheel and send it back to me. So now I have 2 sets of wheels.
Very cool.
But they don't make hubs for XR600s. They make hubs for Honda 450s and 250s. So when you do that, you have to convert the sprocket. The sprocket pattern's different, so you have to get new sprocket bolts. Oh, look at that. Wow. All right, so we've got some
Lots of play.
stuff. Wow, look at that. Okay, so
This is not the first time it's happened either.
yeah, you gotta tighten those up. Whenever you install a new wheel and you ride it, you should be retightening them after the first ride or whatever, and I'm just not that good at the maintenance. Okay, so anyway, when you tell Warp 9, you tell them that it's running an XR600, and they'll give you different spacers for the front. These spacers are going to be different so it fits, because your XR600 has a odometer cable that runs from there up to the handlebar. So that spacer takes the place of your odometer cable.
Okay.
What else, honey? That's it. I told you. Oh, I got a stainless steel front brake line, and I can't remember why I did that. I think my front brakes were just getting weak, and what happens is your brake line will start to swell. So when you squeeze the brakes, and it's supposed to push the pressure down to your piston, instead the brake line is swelling and it's absorbing some of that.
Another serious question. Why is your stuff like rusty? Like foot pegs, brake.
Well, it gets wet, so that means the paint is rubbed off and it's bare metal, and that's just how bare metal works. It rusts. We've had stuff rust on the way home from a race before we even get home before.
That's true.
Got my scratches here when I dropped it off the bike carrier.
I've dropped my bike off the carrier like twice, and then Jacob did it. That was when you broke your foot.
Yeah, I had to load it up with a broken foot.
He calls me and he's like, "You won't believe what just happened." I'm like, "What?" "Oh, I just dropped off the XR off the hitch." I'm like, "Oh no."
All right, we're gonna put it away, and then we're road tripping to South Carolina to get another XR600 in 1988.
next video. All right, bye everyone. Any final thoughts? Ideas? That's it?
No, everybody's gonna have to look at tires I'm running. These are Kenda Washugals. No, that's a Kenda Washugal, and this is a Dunlop Geomax. And you see that I had to look and find out. It's because I don't know, because I don't care. There's new tires and there's not new tires. There's flat tires and there's tires there.
I'm like so OCD. I always want my tires to match. And everyone's like, but why?
Tires are on the 250.
What?
Look how worn out the tires are on the 250. Somebody told me at the starting line, I think, like, oh, you need some new rubber on that. I'm like, are you gonna pay for it?
I feel like this is still fine. Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it. I hope this video helped. Get an don't get an XR600. Just let me know when there's one for sale, and I'll go get it. Cause I don't need everybody driving the price up on them. Thanks. Okay, bye.